Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Diddy, I know you heard the mess all weekend about what's going on with Dirty Money, Kaleena, Dawn, and Diddy. Now, if you guys don't know, we did a little digging and we just found out we can't even say somebody's lying because it looks like Kaleena is trying to avoid having any involvement in being named a co-conspirator in these RICO charges that everybody says is coming down the line for Diddy. Y'all, we got to get into this, okay? Because even Roger Bonds stepped in this piece to actually be like, yeah, Kaleena, something ain't adding up. And Diddy can do what they want, but baby, it ain't gonna be anything good. Okay, so here we go, right? Um, let's see. Listen, TMZ made it seem like Kaleena came out supporting Diddy because they had an article that said, I didn't see Diddy abuse Cassie, response from a new lawsuit. Okay. They said, here's the deal. Kaleena's Diddy Dirty Money bandmate, Don Richards, sued Diddy last week. She was mentioned more than 33 times. Kaleena came out and said, many of the allegations and incidents described in this suit are not representative of my experiences, and some do not align with my old truth. She said she was not involved in, nor was she aware of any behavior that could be considered abusive or also. The only problem is TMZ was putting 20 on 10 and trying to make Diddy seem like he was off the hook because Kaleena then posted on her own Instagram her full response. She said, I acknowledge the recent lawsuit filed by Dawn, in which my name has been mentioned 33 times. While I fully respect Dawn's right to recount her experiences, I want to emphasize that her account reflects her personal perspective and should not be interpreted as a universal truth applicable to everyone involved. Now, let me tell y'all something. Pause right there because this sounds like a lawyer wrote this. Let me just get to this. She didn't call Dawn a liar. She didn't say Dawn was lying about anything. She just said her opinion of what was going down is different from her. So I get punched in the face, and your opinion might be like, I just got punched in the face. And another person could be like, no, that was retribution. Again, I know it seems like, oh, whatever, but it's a very fine one legally. It also lets us know that we've been hearing rumors that Kaleena actually talked to the feds as well. Now, we're not saying she went to go, but if Dawn's making these accusations and Cassie and Dirty Money and all this other stuff, I'm sure Kaleena was questioned. There is something called lying to the feds, lying to anybody. Okay. If she gave a recount and said, oh, blah, 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 and now Dawn's saying, yeah, it happened this way. And here's the thing, I know what you're saying. Is Kaleena's word against Dawn's? Maybe, but there's one person we're forgetting about, Cassie. Cassie, Cassie's word also. So if you got two people saying, yeah, you did it, and one person said, no, I didn't. I mean, you got one person saying, no, I didn't. Anyway, let's get back into this, okay? She goes on to say, it's important to understand that while I was present in some of the same professional settings mentioned, many of the allegations and incidents described in the suit are not representative of my experiences, and some do not align with my own truth. Again, she ain't calling anybody a liar. She's saying it's not representative of her experience. This is basically her saying, I don't remember that happening, but that is far different from saying that she's lying. Tony and I have always conducted ourselves with the highest level of professionalism and integrity. We were not involved in, nor were we aware, any behavior that could be considered abusive or unlawful. Again, people are saying they're taking up for Diddy. I read this all wrong. Y'all are reading this wrong. She ain't taking up for Diddy. She's literally trying to separate her and her husband from being named as co-conspirators are being caught up in this. Let's not forget that Diddy is being accused of schmeck trafficking. He's being accused of attempted this. He's been accused of all this stuff. And it's a RICO charge, people are saying, coming down. If if Kaleena not only saw it, but maybe aided and abetted, maybe that sounds like co-conspirator. For instance, when Dawn says that she was trying to break up things and Kaleena kept pulling her away, saying, that's their relationship, that's love, leave it alone. Does it not sound like aiding and abetting? Again, she didn't write this herself. This is lawyer talk all day, and it don't sound like it's Diddy's lawyer. As this matter is now part of an ongoing legal process, I will refrain from discussing any specific details further. Again, you ain't come out and call her a liar, and you don't need to go to court to call someone a liar, especially if they're lying. My focus continues to be on my family, my music, and my work, which I will pursue with the same dedication and positivity that has always guided me. I trust that the legal system will handle this case with the fairness and thoroughness it requires. I support any process that seeks to uncover the truth. This is her also saying that she will cooperate with anything. People are saying she has already talked to the feds, okay? Again, when you actually read the whole statement and don't just go off of what TMZ says, this is not really a denial at all. It's just her basically saying, my name is Bennett and I ain't in it. And she doesn't want to be involved in any way, shape, or form. She basically sounds like, if you look at this, that she doesn't want anyone to think that she was a part of any FOs and is protecting herself legally. But she didn't technically deny anything. She didn't deny anything at all. Again, Big Red on Twitter came out and said she asked Dawn to help her get out of her abusive relationship. Dawn assisted her. She went back then that to that man, and Diddy took it out on Dawn. He said, "When I say she ain't ish, okay." But Bob Lovelow said, "News at 5, abused woman acts like an abused woman." Surrender Cobra's a symbol said, "True. It's still wild to see, but very, very true." Bob Lovelow says, I read the entire complaint. Not only was Diddy abusing her, she was going home to an abuser as well. He's one of Diddy's associates. Unfortunately, she's still married to that guy. Now, let me just say this, because this is the one thing people never want to talk about. It's hard to help people that are in abusive relationships until they're ready. Why is that? Because I'm sure it's even going to come out in trial. We're down for Cassie, but I'm sure it's going to come out on trial that a lot of things that Diddy did to her, she might have done to other people. Again, it is a cycle of abuse. That's why it's so important to get abusers off of the street, because it creates a cycle that goes on and on and on. And it creates countless other victims who might actually take that toxic behavior and do it to other people. Regardless, you guys, regardless, the one thing that we need to keep in mind is Diddy's going down. If Kaleena said she didn't do this, Cassie will have a different thing. We'll see if Dawn's telling the truth. I have no reason to think that Dawn's lying. I have no reason to think Cassie's lying. Again, people that are in abusive situations do abusive things. So you see why we need to cut the circle. Do you see why we need to stop all this? Listen, you guys. Roger Bonds, Diddy's bodyguard, ex bodyguard, also had mess to say about this situation. Let me just play this for y'all real quick, because I think he actually puts a lot of things into focus. Hold on, where's Roger? Let's bring Roger Bonds up to this mess. Where are we at? Hold on, let me pull up this. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I pulled it up. Here we go.
I'm sitting here just minding my business, me and my dog. And I get a couple of DMs, people ask me a lot of things. People say, yo, was you around 2008 when Dawn was going through this and Dawn was going through that? Yeah, I was around. I was around. I was around. As far as the physical stuff, like you all know, none of that stuff is going to go on physically in front of me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's been times when I heard him call her names. There's been times when I heard him call her fat. And there's been times when I seen them argue over money, because when they was booking Dirty Money, Puff felt like they was booking just him. So he might get 50,000 and throw them 5,000 and say, yo, here go 5,000 between y'all. Because they not really booking y'all, they really booking me. I even had a lot of talks with, I'm not going to say who I had talks with, but it was like, Bonds, we really want to leave. We really want to do our own thing. But one of the things that stopped them from doing their own thing is that they couldn't get along. Because I told them out my own mouth, y'all need to go do your own thing.
I think he's probably talking about Dirty Money.
But definitely went through some trauma.
Everyone around Diddy did.
But I don't really have too much more to say. Y'all gotta watch to the documentary. I can't come out with nothing till the documentary come out.
Okay, so this documentary he talking about is the one that 50 Cent is doing, and baby, it looked like 50 Cent is pulling in the whole industry. We talk about we waiting for the trial. 50 Cent might be the one to take down Diddy, but interesting enough, Roger Bond said a master manipulator is what he is. The business is a hard business, and being with someone like him stamps you to be at the top of your game. But he will also lie, will also, I'm sorry, also lowball you and not allow you to leave and be successful because people feel like, oh, you was with Puff and didn't make it. He knows his power and he used it very well. Everyone dealt with that BS in different ways. You have intentions on leaving, but you also don't want to be blackballed. I watched them go through a lot. He said, God bless Don Richard and Kaleena. At the end of the day, everybody doing what they feel like they need to do. I will say that Kaleena's statement did not sound like it was in support of Puppy, and it didn't sound like she was calling Dawn a liar. It sounded like she was trying to save herself. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I will talk to y'all later.